In this video, you'll hear a health department interviewer conducting two interviews. This video models how to navigate potential outbreak situations. Before beginning an interview, be sure to review your agency's definition of an outbreak and any procedures for responding to outbreak situations. For example, an agency might consider an outbreak to be any situation when two or more individuals that are living in separate households who shared an exposure report illnesses with similar symptoms that began around the same time. Hello, may I speak with Mark Swan?
Yeah, this is him.
Hi, Mark. My name is Angela. I'm an epidemiologist giving you a call from the Broome County Health Department. I'm just hoping to talk to you about a recent illness and laboratory test you had taken sometime in the last week. Does that sound right?
Yeah, my doctor mentioned that you or someone else might be calling with some questions.
Oh, great. Well, before I jump in, let me just give you a bit of background information so you know what to expect. During an interview, listen for key phrases that indicate others may be ill with similar symptoms. That's all the background information I have for you. So getting into the questions here, these ask about anyone else who may have been sick around the same time as you. As far as you know, did you have any type of contact with anyone who is experiencing diarrhea or other similar symptoms before you became sick?
No, not before I became sick, but whatever this bug was, it went through my whole family.
If an interviewee was involved in a potential outbreak, use probing questions to gather additional information that may help determine whether the situation meets your agency's outbreak definition. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. It sounds like you had some family that was sick around around that same time. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, my wife and daughter were sick around the same time I was. We figured it would have been something we ate or something, we weren't sure.
Hmm, that's definitely a possibility. We can get into some specifics about the foods you might have eaten later on in the interview. I just have a couple more questions about your family members. Do your wife and daughter live in the same household as you?
Yep, it's just the three of us in the house.
Okay, got it. That's really helpful. Can you think of anyone outside of your household, maybe any other family member or family friend who was sick around the same time as you were?
Not that I can remember, no.
Even in situations where an outbreak is not likely, be sure to collect relevant information about all ill contacts. Okay, that's good to know. I'll go ahead and ask a few more questions about your wife and your daughter's illnesses next. Hello, may I speak with Sam Ellis?
Yeah, this is Sam.
Hi, Sam. My name is Alyssa. I'm an epidemiologist calling from the Broome County Health Department. I'm hoping to talk to you about a recent illness and laboratory test you had taken sometime last week. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right, and that's fine.
Okay, great. Before we jump into the interview, let me just give you a bit of background information so you know what to expect. Pay attention to group gatherings or other large events the interviewee mentions during the interview. Probe for more information about whether others also became ill with similar illnesses after the event. The next set of questions asks about activities or events you might have been involved in before you became sick. Can you think of any group activities? Could be like sporting events, potlucks, family gatherings, anything like that you might have attended during the week before you became sick. So this would be May 7th through May 14th.
I also went to a work party that week on Wednesday.
Got it. So you said that dinner was on a Wednesday. Would that be Wednesday, May 11th?
Yep, that is right.
Okay, got it. How about, did anyone else that attended this dinner mention becoming sick afterwards? Any of your coworkers?
Now that you mention it, I think a few of us did call in sick the week after. I'm pretty sure one of my coworkers even mentioned having a stomach bug.
If a situation meets the definition of an outbreak, be sure to collect as much relevant information about the situation as you can while you are on the call. As needed, prioritize based on the level of importance. Okay, got it. Well, I can't know for sure yet, but based on what you've shared so far, it is possible that something at this dinner could have caused you and your coworkers to become sick. So I'd just like to get some more details from you about the dinner and the other individuals that might have been sick afterwards. Does that sound okay?
Sure, go ahead.
Perfect. Thanks. Do you remember which of your coworkers mentioned becoming sick after the dinner?
I know my coworker Jack was sick around the same time as me, and there were a couple others that called in sick too, but I don't remember their names.
Okay, got it. So it would be really helpful if I could follow up with Jack, who you mentioned, just to ask him some of these questions that I'm asking you and make sure that he's got all the support that he needs. Do you happen to know Jack's last name or a good contact number that I could give him a call with?
Sure, yeah. His last name is Smith. Let me poke around for his number. All right, it's 999-111-1020.
Okay, perfect. How about, do you remember which hotel the dinner was held at?
Yeah, it was at the Crown Hotel on First Street downtown.
Okay, great. And I know you mentioned some others who you don't know as well that may have become sick after the dinner as well. Is there somebody, maybe a supervisor at work or somebody else that would know who the others were that became sick, or maybe even have a list of everyone who attended the dinner?
Uh, yeah, my boss organized the dinner. I bet she would probably have a list of names.
Great, that would be really helpful. Would you mind giving your boss's name and a good phone number so that I might get into contact with her?
I'll give her a heads up, but her name is Mary. You can call the business office to get in touch with her. It's 111-222-3650.
Perfect. Thanks for that information. Now, while I still have you on the phone, could you tell me a bit more about the foods or the drinks served at the dinner? Was it catered in or prepared by the hotel staff?
I'm pretty sure we had it catered, and there were a few options to choose from the buffet. I had the one with the chicken and potatoes.
Before beginning an interview, be sure to review your agency's definition of an outbreak and any procedures for responding to outbreak situations. During an interview, listen for key phrases that indicate others may be ill with similar symptoms. If an interviewee was involved in a potential outbreak, use probing questions to gather additional information that may help determine whether the situation meets your agency's outbreak definition. Even in situations where an outbreak is not likely, be sure to collect relevant information about all ill contacts. Pay attention to group gatherings or other large events the interviewee mentions during the interview. Probe for more information about whether others also became ill with similar illnesses after the event. If a situation meets the definition of an outbreak, be sure to collect as much relevant information about the situation as you can while you are on the call. As needed, prioritize based on the level of importance.